evening. We start tonight with a violent weekend in northern Indiana. One person killed and 11 more hurt after a shooting early this morning in Elkhart. So here's what we know. Officers were called to Garfield Avenue on Elkhart's south side around 1 a.m. That's where they learned a dozen people were shot. One of them died. It is a huge crime scene there. Police say it covers about 2 blocks. A neighbor told reporters it was a calm and quiet night until the gunfire started.
Everything was calm until like 1:12, 1:11. I just hear one shot. I was right there in my porch just watching and enjoying the night. And then we just hear one shot. And after that, it passed like 2 or 3 seconds when we hear like 7 shots with like automatic. And then after that, it was just a chaos.
Investigators believe there were multiple gunmen firing those shots. Police say some of the victims have already been released from the hospital. Also, we're learning more tonight about a shooting in Kokomo. Police now say last night's gunfire killed a 17-year-old and hurt someone else. Police were called to an area south of Studebaker Park around 10:20 last night. They found 2 people who'd been shot. The 17-year-old died at the hospital. A female victim had just a minor injury and refused treatment at the scene. Now, police initially reported this as multiple people shot. They shared this update with us today, and they say the park was crowded last night for an annual motorcycle event. Now, investigators are asking anybody with information about the shooting to contact Kokomo police. Gunfire damaged some businesses in downtown Indianapolis overnight. Take a look here, the bullet holes in these windows. That's the Starbucks and the Ocean Air restaurant on Meridian, not far from Monument Circle. IMPD says they were called to a shooting on East Washington Street just after 3:30 a.m., but they didn't find a victim. Well, now they say a man was actually shot on Meridian, where those businesses were damaged. He is said to be in stable condition. So far, no suspects, but Metro Police are asking anybody with surveillance video of that scene to share it with them. All right, meteorologist Rob Ellis here. On this Father's Day, we both certainly hope that if you're a dad out there, you are having a wonderful day, getting spoiled and not spending all the time at the grill. But it's not too bad a day for grilling, depending on where you're at, right?
Yeah, we have had some showers pop up, but they've really been few and far between, and that's good news. And not too much sunshine out there, but enough that we get a little peek or two here and there.
Hey, we'll take what we can get.
Overall, it's been a pretty good day. Let's show you where we are right now with a live look outside. You do see some of those clouds hanging over the city. It certainly looked like it wants to rain, but we've had some sunshine, some peaks of blue sky. As far as the radar goes, well, things are pretty quiet. Temperatures currently sitting into the upper 70s to low 80s. There's the radar. Couple of showers have been popping up. Now, I've been watching a few that may be popping up close to the metro. These are relatively small, but certainly something, maybe a little bit of a ground clutter here and there that's popping up. But a couple of light showers that have been popping up as well, especially to the south and east. Most of that seems to be quieting down a bit. And I expect that trend to continue because the larger picture shows this system exiting, then a bit of a break before the next system arrives. And this is the one that we will be watching for our next best chance for rain. So mostly cloudy skies for tonight. Temperatures down into the mid 60s, a little bit of a northeast wind, but then we warm up into the 80s yet again for tomorrow and another chance for rain. The rain chances will ramp up next week. I'll show you that in the 7-day in just a few.
All right, Rob, thanks so much. Happening right now in Noblesville, about 100 people gathered at the Hamilton County Courthouse for something called Dads for Democracy. They are speaking out against the Trump administration. This was put on by the 50-51 political group. Organizers say this was planned well before the protests yesterday around the country, but they still wanted to gather peacefully today and share a message.
My message to people is, what America do you want your children to grow up in? Because the America I want my kids to grow up in is the America I grew up in.
He says they are planning more protests and rallies in the near future. Well, millions of people took to the streets yesterday for the No Kings protest. Almost all were peaceful, but we've learned one protest did end in violence. Gunfire erupted in Salt Lake City, Utah. On this traffic camera video, take a look. You can see people running for cover there. Police say one person had life-threatening injuries, and tonight, 3 people are in custody. Investigators, though, aren't sure if the shooting was tied to politics or specifically to this protest. It is day 2 of a massive manhunt in Minnesota for this man you see here. He's suspected of shooting and killing a state lawmaker and her husband, and police believe 57-year-old Vance Bolter also shot and seriously wounded a second lawmaker and his wife. The FBI now offering a $50,000 reward in this case. Jen Sullivan is tracking the latest on the investigation.
Flowers and handwritten notes left outside the Minnesota State Capitol as the North Star State mourns the loss of State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark. They were murdered in their home early Saturday morning in what Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said appeared to be a politically motivated assassination. Minnesota leaders remembering Hortman as a loving mom and dedicated public servant.
Melissa Hortman is the most incredible person that I wish everyone in the nation knew her. Went into politics with little kids. That's how I got to know her. We were both moms in politics, taught Sunday school, Girl Scout leader, balanced all of it.
The suspect, 57-year-old Vance Bolter. Police also believe he's responsible for shooting State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette multiple times in their home in Champlin, Minnesota, a suburb of Minneapolis.
The last information we had is that he was out of surgery and was in stable condition at that time.
Police say Bolter was dressed like a police officer when they found him outside of Hortman's home in Brooklyn Park. Authorities say he fired a weapon at police before running away, triggering a manhunt.
There may be other people with him, and we would like to speak to anybody that may have had contact with him.
Even more disturbing, police say they found what they believe to be a manifesto inside his car with nearly 70 names, including lawmakers and abortion providers, as well as No Kings flyers referring to anti-Trump protests.
There will come a time down the road for healing within us as a community, but right now I think what's required is a calming words and rhetoric.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is now calling for increased security on Capitol Hill because of that shooting. He also wants lawmakers to reevaluate how members of Congress are protected.